Hey guys.
You definitely caught the crowd. Little sister was over here just today.
Oh, she was getting
You see her little happy feet.
Right. Hey guys, welcome to the Laura and Hour podcast with your girl Laura D, homeboy B Vass, and your girl Jazz.
We are and Ivy.
What up?
And little sister Ivy.
Hold on. Say hi.
Hey, little sister.
Hi.
Hi, little sister. Oh my. So guys, it has been a week. We were supposed to actually shoot Thursday, but I got online looking like The Walking Dead. So my castmate said, "Yeah, sis, I think's not," and they told me to go to bed. So
yep, as well. Bed was calling you, as you had said.
It was calling my name.
I mean, earlier it was great. It was just 3 hours before, and I was just looking at you like, "How do you look so different?"
Because I had Bang earlier, so I took a Bang earlier in the day that was pushing me through, and then I crashed, which was horrible. Because you're not supposed to crash off a Bang, supposedly.
Well, you can. Sugar rush. So if you get too much sugar, you got the crash.
Whoa.
But
whoa. So I crashed hard, like. But guys, this story is just too juicy to play around. I want to get right into the story. So girlfriend Jazz brought this story to my attention about the 17-year-old girl who has to pay $150,000 in restitution to her abusers. I'm sorry. Go ahead, B.
It was me because I was scrolling through.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was scrolling through Facebook, not Facebook. I think it was Fox News. I usually do my daily scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that and I said, "Say what?" And when I read it, I just immediately took a clip, put it to our DMs. And that's when Jazz said, "I want to talk about this." So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah. I told y'all I'm getting old.
It piqued her interest. It piqued everybody's interest.
It did pique everybody's interest. But yes, the 17-year-old young lady has to pay $150,000 in restitution to her abuser's family. The 17-year-old's name is Piper Lewis. And this story really shocked me because at first I did not believe it was real. I said, ain't no way. There's absolutely no way. Let me go and vet this. And I did, and it was true. And I am so shocked because how could this happen in the US of A, for one? Two, she's 17. And three, this wasn't, I don't like to bring up this topic, but no Anna Nicole Smith type of situation. Mm-hmm. O.J. Simpson. Now, that family was due restitution, but this family, no. Go ahead, B. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, man. So many issues with this whole thing. The judicial system, trying to say that without sounding drunk. They really failed this person. She did plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter, which is like a second-degree felony. But I mean, it's not a bad situation as far as her pleading guilty. What's bad is that she pled guilty, but they didn't do any circumstantial evidence on that. They didn't say she's a victim of that circumstance. Mm-hmm. First of all, she ran away from home because her mom was abusing her. Mm. That should have been step one. They should have went back and looked at the whole situation of the case. How did it unfold that she got put in this situation? That's what they should have done initially, but they didn't do that. They went ahead and took her to the civil court. The family took her to civil court, just sued her because she took the life of their child. But at the same time, what was the child doing to her? Pulled the knife out,
right?
Her,
right?
Come on, man, that ain't right. She's right. Not. She was homeless because she was running away from home. She then went and got picked up by some dude that was her pimp. He pimped her out. which is they said sex trafficking, and then she also was being raped by a bunch of different dudes, and one of them was this repeat one, and it was this guy. His last name is Brooks, and this dude just went and one night pulled a knife on him.
Was it Zachary Brooks? Zachary Brooks, allegedly.
And he went ahead and pulled a knife on her, and she said, "This is the last time that's going to happen. It's him or me." I mean, good on her. That spirit that she had, that fighting spirit to stay alive and get out of that situation. But she should have not have gone through this situation here where the judge goes ahead and just takes her into a situation where she's going to be a criminal. Like, I think they should have really looked into how did she get there and blame
excuse me, guys.
mom was abusing her.
Right.
You know,
So, Jazz, I'm sorry, B. I'm going to come right back to you. So, Jazz, tell me, how do you feel about this? When you heard that this was a 17-year-old girl and she killed her abuser and she was being sex trafficked, could you believe that the courts even found her guilty of his murder, let alone the prosecution decided to pursue charges against her? How do you feel about that? Were you shocked at that?
I mean, I was, and then it's like, because it was just like it makes you scratch your head, because it's like this girl, like, you know, Brandon said, like, she was in a horrible situation, and it's like I know she thought that this person taking her in was gonna be like helping her for her good, but it turns out that it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like I read up more on it. The reason why they said they're charging her is because he was supposedly asleep when all of this, like when she stabbed him. So he posed, quote unquote, no threat. But this was a grown man fucking on a child. Like, this is a grown man, like, fucking on a child. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yes,
come on now. Like, he was already in the wrong to begin with. He was already in the wrong to begin with. So it's just like, really? You know, like, I don't feel like his family should have to pay she shouldn't have to pay anything to his family, because, I mean, look at y'all family member. Look what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are basically, like, I was basically saying, let's go ahead and pay this family for what he did to this little girl. It's okay though, but she killed him. So they get a reward for their family member being
condoning the rape
person. Yes.
Yeah, basically. And it's like, from what else I was reading, was that this same person that she killed, this wasn't the first time that he raped her. Like, he had raped her, you know, like however he hooked up with the dude or whatever that picked her up, but it was on numerous occasions. So it's like, I mean, after a while.
The last one was when he pulled a knife on her, though. That was the one that she felt like she
says that he was asleep, and that after, like, I guess he raped her, and then after he fell asleep, and then that's when she stabbed him. That's one story that I read.
That was the same knife, though, that he pulled on her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah. So this actually puts me on the mind of Lorena Bobbitt, Santonia Brown, I believe her name is, and so many other women. I'm sorry?
Eileen Wuornos. She was
as
a serial killer, but she was getting raped too, and she was killing them. So
right. And Lorena Bobbitt, she cut her husband's manhood off while he was asleep, and the judge and the prosecution found that it was she felt threatened, and even though he was asleep, she felt like that was needed to be done so she can make her escape. And so even for the prosecution to say that because he was asleep, that they still needed to pursue charges, is bogus to me, because we don't know what her mindset was in that moment. How many times has this happened to her? And has she tried to escape before and she just let him live? Maybe this girl was like, if I don't kill him right now, I'm never going to get away.
Yep.
You know, and for me, how can a grown man be justified in sleeping and raping a 17-year-old? And let's be reminded that she was 15. Yep. She was 15 at the time that it happened. 15 years old. Her mind is not even developed enough to even process what was happening to her, let alone handle the situation. She was left in the hands of two adults. And all the adults in her life failed her, because they all took advantage of her. They all did harm to her. And so what other options did this young lady have? B, give me your thoughts on that. What other options do you think she had?
There was really none. She was homeless. Like I was saying, her family was not there because of the whole situation that she was in with the abusive mother.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't handle it. She didn't know her resources. She didn't know what was available to her. And like you said, she was put in a situation that she couldn't, like Jazz was elaborating on. Like she had no way out. Like, you ever get into a situation where you know there's an exit, but if you do it, you think you're going to be in a more worse situation than you did? There's a lot of people that go through those things. So she's rationalizing her abuser.
Right.
But what she felt was, if I keep doing this, I'll die.
Right.
So she, even though she took the life of another person, but she took two evils out. She took out a pedophile because she was underage, and she took out a rapist. It's like they don't really look at that as like what you knew what your child was doing. There's no way you didn't know. Because like once you get in trouble the first time and you've been found guilty of doing rape, right? You're gonna be rape. Once a rapist, always a rapist. That's how.
Yeah, everyone's gonna always give you that side eye.
Yeah,
like,
but if you've
don't come around my
before,
kids.
If you've done it before, you're gonna do it again, kind of thing. Especially those kinds of situations.
Because it's a high for them, and it's a habit.
Mentally,
they just can't kick. Yeah,
like it, right. It's like one of those. So, unfortunately, he picked the wrong person on the wrong time, and when he pulled that knife out, she was done.
Right. And so let me throw this, because let me stir the pot a little bit. So how many times have we watched scary movies, right? And we see a girl trying to get away from her capture, right? And then she hits him, and then she keeps running. We're like, kill him, finish him, because if he get up, he gonna kill you. He gonna kill you. Yep. That could have been going through her mindset. If I leave right now, I'm not going to make it down the stairs because he might hear me and he's going to capture me, or he's going to do more harm to me.
Or he could have verbally told her he was going to kill her too,
Right.
And
right.
Like, because we weren't there to know exactly.
We weren't there.
What I do know is that if they was asking for $150,000 for me, you wouldn't put me in jail. You wouldn't get not one fucking dime.
Not one dime.
I don't feel like
it shouldn't even get to that point, Jazz.
What it is that there's a law in Iowa that it helps the families of victims that were killed.
Victims of crimes.
Yeah, so since it was considered a victim of crime, that's the reason why. But a lot of the other shit that they wanted to do is stupid too. Like, they said like a mental health thing. Now, I agree with that because that was a traumatic ass situation. So some type of mental health something should be in there, yeah. But the girl having to do drug tests and hundreds of hours of community service, and her being on probation for 5 years, and in those 5 years, if she does anything at all, she's gonna go back to prison for 20 fucking years.
So she doesn't get it. She, first of all, her childhood was already taken from her from these grown men, and then the prison system came, and the justice system came, and they're stripping her more of her life. And at this point, what hope do this young girl have? Like, she thought her getting out the situation was gonna maybe cause her to be able to live and be free. But let me say something. Let me play devil's advocate. Let's say she killed him. She shouldn't have killed him. Maybe she should have stabbed him to injure him, right? I think I would be okay if there was I would give her 2 years in jail. I still wouldn't be okay with it, but I might be able to swallow that versus her having to pay $150,000 to some people's family who knew the person in their family was just nasty and sick. Go ahead, Jazz.
For somebody that was raping that girl, she shouldn't have to, like you said, we shouldn't have paid $150,000. She shouldn't have went to prison. She shouldn't have no fucking record at all.
Yeah,
because it would have been a whole different story if he would have killed her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they would have been ready to throw the book and all that at him, trying to make her out to be something that she's not. It's like they're trying to make this man be a saint, and it's like, no, your family member is a fucking pedophile. That's it. That's all. So it's like it.
But I think the family. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, she's a victim of circumstance, like double victim. Like she was a victim of abuse from a mother.
Yep.
Then she gets a victim of sex trafficking, and now she's a victim of this family that's completely predatorily attacking her for killing the son that clearly broke every law, and between pedophilia and raping her and kidnapping. You got all this stuff happening all at once. And then she does what she made that decision of.
But on top of
I don't
everything,
do this.
Mhm.
on top of everything, her family should be ashamed. For y'all to throw that girl out like that, y'all
Right.
should be fucking ashamed because y'all the
15?
reason why she's in the situation that she's in.
She
now.
didn't get thrown out. She ran away.
Well,
Because her mom,
yeah, it's like, I mean, despite the fact of whatever.
broken homes. That's the cycle of broken homes.
Yeah, they should have did more. If y'all knew that that girl ran away, nobody put out a missing child report or nothing. Like, y'all didn't even attempt to fucking find her. And then now y'all see her in the shit that she's in. That
And
all could have been avoided.
I'm telling you, like the courts should have taken, the prosecutors should have taken that all into
account. Yep.
Though she did what she did. Yep, the crime and she pled guilty. That's fine and dandy. But the judge should have said, "I understand you did what you had to do. If I was in your situation, I'd have done the same thing."
Right.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the least sentence we can under this charge. So I'm gonna give you just probation, 1 year.
Right. I would have been okay with that.
Probation, and then we're gonna put you in programs so you can go and become an upstanding citizen again. We're gonna get you enrolled in Job Corps because she was only 17. Could have put her in Job Corps.
That they, or the shit that they're making her do after these charges is making it out like she was just like a fast ass little girl and got caught up in some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but she, if she,
yeah, I don't think that was
Go ahead.
Even if she was, she is a child. Her mind is not fully developed. There should be programs to help troubled youth. Like, we can't just throw the kids away just because they made mistakes. Sure, she should have some type of punishment, but not that type of punishment. No matter if they say, well, you put yourself in a situation. This reminds me of that Brock Turner situation. When Brock Turner decided to assault that girl behind that garbage can.
Oh, you're talking about that kid with the
he got off. He got off.
They didn't want to put him in prison because it would ruin his reputation or going to college or something like that.
He was going to Purdue. He was a Purdue
student. He was? Okay.
Yeah. He was.
But this girl, the girl, she had the most punishment out of. She was the victim, but she got punished. I think she got kicked out of school. She couldn't. She was having. She was having issues.
She shouldn't have been wearing that dress there, Laura. She shouldn't have been wearing it. Okay.
Exactly, and that's what was thrown out. She should have been dressing like that. Oh, and now it's the same. It's the same thing with this girl. Oh, she shouldn't have been here. It's just when crimes happen against women, it's not serious because it's like you guys should know that you are attractive and you shouldn't look good. So I should just be walking around here looking homeless and not smelling right because I'm possibly intoxicating to someone else and they can't control themselves. I have to walk around here looking horrible. And then if something happens to me, it's my fault.
Smell like some vomit, cigarettes, and some feet. You'll be good.
But that says something about our society as a whole.
It is so wrong. I'm telling you.
Women that are raped and sexually assaulted and stuff don't say anything because they get the backlash like that. Like, what's
the point? What's the point?
There was this lady at Penn State. I was at Penn State Abington, and she last semester she did a last semester? Yeah, spring semester. She did a presentation. She was talking about how she was helping somebody, and she had just came back from a nightclub. This dude tried to rape her, or I think he did rape her, and he beat her to an inch of her life. And left her stranded in a woods somewhere, and she was able to walk back into her friend's house, and her friend saw her, but because she looked the way she did, and the guy tried to like make it so that he acted like he had a car trouble and stuff, and he took advantage of the situation, but the girl was blamed
always
for this gentleman's actions or this person's actions. He's not a gentleman.
Yeah. And you know what? This is why, unfortunately, I always push this on my daughters. Be aware of your surroundings. And I shouldn't have to say this to them. I always tell my daughter, like, watch what you're wearing. My daughter gets mad. Why are you always monitoring what I'm wearing, Mom? Because even though you're just dressing to appease yourself, there is someone that's out there who will take advantage of you. And then if they do, you're going to be deemed as the worst. I don't want to say it. You're going to be deemed the worst things possible by women, by men, and by the court system. And you're not going to be believed if someone assaults you. They're going to be like, well, why was you wearing that? Why was you here? So I always tell my kids, like, don't be alone.
Fear of having a daughter in this world.
Right. Don't be alone with random dudes. Don't be in a certain place with a male just drinking. I mean, if you think you can trust them, like, it's unfortunate because it's always the people you think you can trust. And
oh yeah, there's a crazy
this is why I
statistic
carry my
that
gun around everywhere with me for that exact reason. Because it's like, just because I trust you don't mean I like trust you. I might have to kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? Depending on
this is crazy.
I'm for real. I'm so serious. And it's like not even just, this is mainly for me living in Georgia. Like when I lived in Ohio, I can't really say I had that problem, but it's like here, like Georgia, as you know, Atlanta is the biggest capital for sex trafficking. So it's like,
yeah, that's what I thought.
And in North Carolina, yeah.
Check out this statistic, guys. I was gonna say it, but I went to make sure so I don't throw any crazy numbers out. But this is a serious topic. The percentage of those that are rape victims that know their attacker is 90%, guys.
Oh my goodness.
That's a shame.
And that's the biggest problem. Like a lot of it happens in college settings too.
That's true.
And in those little situations there, that's why they have those blue boxes. If you ever go on a campus, they're like almost 10 feet of each other.
Yep.
Almost on every single place with a well-lit street.
Yep.
So
and once upon a time they didn't have those though. Like once upon a time they didn't have them.
Right. So guys, let me present this to you guys. What if she could countersue them? There, because I know we know she raised $150,000 through GoFundMe, but I really
400.
How much?
I was just looking at it the other day.
Dang, I haven't checked it again. It doubled?
When I looked at it the other day, it was, let me see.
I think she said 400.
It was 420 when I looked at it the other day.
Good job, people. And that right there, that warms my heart because it shows me that there is a lot of people out there who are siding with this young girl and they know that what was done to her is just wrong.
Injustice, man.
As of right now, it is $530,000.
Look at that.
So far.
Wow. But $500,000. Okay.
Yeah, like they said, $150,000 they're gonna pay to Iowa.
Get her out of the situation, put her in school and all that.
Yeah, there's 4,000. I think it said on the GoFundMe too. Hold on. Yeah, $150,000 to the family who purchased her 15-year-old body from a sex trafficker. Y'all hear that? Purchased a 15-year-old body.
It's disgusting. I hope that she finds some other lawyers to countersue them.
Yeah.
Because they knew what was going on. Often the family always knows.
Yeah.
They always know.
I guarantee you he was that family member that they knew that
keep away from the little kid.
Or he got charged on this shit. That was one thing I didn't do was like look up to see if he was charged on this shit before. Because not if he was doing this to a 15-year-old, he had to catch a charge somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever happens,
later years, whatever.
This guy has been erased from all like stuff. Just so you know, I went and looked him up. His name, nothing on.
Nothing.
So that means that this guy is completely like.
But this family, they didn't care about the victim. I can't even think of the word, but the harm that this man did to this young girl. Like I know, I'm thinking it was either mom, sister, uncle, cousin. Shame on them. Shame on them because it just shows you that money drives this world. This guy allegedly took this young girl, was purchasing her, and it's just like this is you suing because he's gone. Oh no, you just want to pay that. You don't care that he gone. You just know that you live in a state.
As a lawyer, that's like one of the best black lawyers ever.
What lawyer?
Ben Crump.
Oh,
yes, Ben Crump should touch this. Ben Crump should definitely touch this. I would love to see him, no disrespect. I would love to see him do something other than just going after, big companies and stuff like that. Go after that small fry family. Make them be held accountable because if people like them be held accountable, then they won't keep covering up the crimes and the grossness that their family members are doing. Because that girl was a victim truly from, like Brandon said, that family and her own family.
Yes. Oh, I found the obituary for him.
You found the obituary?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found the obituary for him. So
Girls, you have to send me that. I want to see that obituary.
I'll post a link in the chat because he don't look too. I mean, he looks like the type that would do some
Skinny,
shit.
right? Skinny with
Like,
glasses.
But
yeah,
what judge would allow this?
a sweet
What,
judge.
judges have the options to tell the prosecutor, "I'm not siding with this. Send this back and bring me."
On court cam the other day where the judge was supposed to give the girl 10 years or something for killing somebody. And like he said, at his discretion, I don't think she should do these 10 years. He actually gave her more for it. So it's like you have an option to be like, nah, she can't do that. Or she shouldn't do that, whatever case may be. So for y'all to think that shit was okay, like, I said black
The
people.
more we sit on this, though,
the
more we sit on this, guys, the more upset I'm getting because
Me too.
it's like the more you like think about like
How many
I'm
wrongs?
a big old person, like black and white law. You know, when you commit a crime, you should be punished.
Yeah, and this isn't a black and white thing. This is just a thing because this just happens to women often.
It's an unfortunate circumstance that it's, you know, what's super sad is that someone who's being abused does what they need to do to get away from that situation, gets to another situation because they're homeless, put into that situation, becomes a victim of that. So not only they're a victim of abuse, they're a victim of the sexual abuse they're suffering now, and then they're being raped on top of that, right?
Right.
And they do everything they can to go ahead and get out of that situation, and they're blamed for it.
Right.
That's the saddest thing in the world, that no attorney, no defense attorney tried to even push that. Like,
so she's supposed to just keep taking the abuse.
Just
You're not supposed to fight for yourself anymore.
And so the whole point is like because she killed somebody, she's now punished. And it's like,
I mean, I don't blame her because I would have killed his ass too.
And that's why the public and the justice system is not matching. Because if they sided with her and threw the case out, saying that we're not going to hear this because your son's a fucking shitbag, and we're not going to go ahead and hear this case because no right-minded person would allow such a thing to take on court.
Right.
So sad.
Right. And let me say this real quick before we end, because we're going to be ending soon. People don't understand what it's like to be violated. It's not as simple as, oh, just go wash yourself off. When someone violates you and you're a woman, it there's not enough scrubbing that can cleanse you of someone else's filth. Every time you close your eyes, you're thinking about someone you didn't want touching you. Think about sex between people who are consenting and it's consensual, it's enjoyable. Your body is going to be turned on by it. You're going to go through all these phases. But when you're touched by someone who you don't want, your body is not going to react the way it would if you wanted it, if it was consensual, you know? And you're going to hate every moment of it. Women, we don't want no man we think disgusting touching us. Heck, I don't even want them breathing near me, you know? Let alone touching me. And this girl had to endure this multiple times. And there's only a certain limit that you can take. And I just want to put this out there. No one should be violated. I don't believe in murder. I don't support murderers. But in this situation, there has to be a way for her to have defended herself and walk away with her conscience cleared and her not having no type of charges. Castmates, do anyone want to add anything to that before we finish?
I mean, I still wouldn't pay anything. I'm pretty sure, like you said, the family knew about everything he was doing. They knew. And if they said they didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. So I done pulled up Iowa's court system thingy. There's hella cases in here for him. Like assault causing bodily injury, like what's the other one?
This court system failed her.
That was for no driver's license. Okay. That's whatever.
So he's a career criminal kind of thing.
Basically, this one is harassment. Like, I mean, all the signs were there. domestic abuse, like all the signs were there. So
Right. And they should have looked at all of that.
I'm pretty sure that they couldn't have. They couldn't have because it's like, oh,
They just want to. I think this prosecutor wanted to win, and this was probably an easy case to win. And I think that the prosecutor should be investigated in this case because no normal prosecutor would prosecute a case like this.
I agree, because like literally, if I'm able to go on Google and put in this nigga name and be able to find all of these court cases for him, and these is going back to damn 2005, 2003. Like, he been doing this shit for years and nobody's seen it. He finally met his maker.
And it's the court system's fault because letting criminals like him fall through the cracks.
Exactly. And it's like normally in certain instances, I don't want to say, oh, that's what he get, but in this case, that's exactly what that motherfucker get. Because like you said now, like how Brandon said, she took out a rapist and a pedophile, so nobody else's daughters got to worry about being violated by this man.
Yep.
But now we got to worry about all the other ones that's hiding in plain sight.
Because I guarantee you, there's more. I guarantee you, they know they're protected because guess what? Sex crimes against children, women, and other men aren't taken seriously. Because I guarantee you, there's a man out here or a young boy who's probably been assaulted by these men, and because they're males, they're not going to speak up. So sad.
All right. Thank you again. It was great. Alluring Hour podcast. All those who joined us in post. You guys can follow us on the Alluring Hour podcast. And you can follow your girl Laura Dannon also on Facebook, Instagram, and what's the other TikTok?
TikTok.
Yeah.
So you can catch us. I'm on not on Instagram, but I'm also not on really on like TikTok at all because I don't
need to be.
Kind of should be having my information. But you can check me out on Twitter. You can check me out on Facebook. You could look at the @BVAZ711.
All right.
I don't get on Twitter all like that, so I won't even worry about that. But you know, Jaslyn Trinae Tober on Facebook, _Ivy's Mommy _ on Instagram, and Sophista Ratchet _Jazz on TikTok.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We so appreciate you guys. It has been the Alluring Hour. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Guys, listen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we appreciate you guys and we need your support to keep growing. We're a small business and we're trying to make it to the top, baby. So
I'll be checking. And if you don't, I'm going to find you.
Believe it, because she's a Google queen.
I find it all.
Period. So you guys be blessed. Enjoy the rest of your day. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. And dang, it's going to be Monday. Peace. We out.
We're still alive. Bye.